This is the Hog Central Podcast, sponsored by Oaklawn Sports, Arkansas's best sports betting app. Bet with the brand you trust. Bet with Oaklawn Sports. And now, here's your host, Steve Sullivan.
And welcome to the Hog Central Podcast. It's a pleasure to be alongside David Basil. I could name a lot of things. I could name Little Rock Touchdown Club, the Broyles Award, the Cliff Harris Award, any former Star Award, Dan Hampton Award.
Yes.
Let's talk, and my host of, most importantly, Morning Mayhem in the morning, the award-winning Morning Mayhem. Boy, I've just looked at this game over and over and over, and I go back to doing the little things in big games. Penalties, special teams, you missed 2 kicks, in the big turnover. You go back and you do the autopsy on this game, you look at those 3 things, and
well, it turned out to be, we didn't think it was going to be a close game at the end. It actually turned out to be that. And, again, it's easy to second guess that first try, that first field goal when it's 4th and 2. I think now you look back.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. But to me, though, Sully, it's amazing that you give up that many points and still have a chance to win at the end. I mean, they had a chance to win at the end. They looked like they were going to win.
Yeah.
And yet you've given up 41 points, and yet you still could win.
I got a theory on this.
Okay.
In TV, in radio, you can't let the last show bother you. If you have technical difficulties, you have issues.
Broken equipment.
You can't let it affect your next show.
Right.
And I look at Travis Williams. How important was this game to him?
I'm sure it was important. I'm sure it was.
Do you think he could have been guilty of over-scheming that first half?
Sully,
trying to match everything Ole Miss did?
I don't think so. I think he was more confident in the players that he had, but he did not have them prepared. Ultimately the players got to play, Sully, but I went back and watched every one of those series, and it was being in the wrong place, not making the right decision.
Sam Pittman today blamed it on the coaching. He said they were overcoached in that first half.
Yeah, ultimately they did not know where to be. And ultimately, that coach, you've got to coach them. But so I don't think they made it too difficult, Sully. I just think they did not. They weren't ready. They were letting receivers run open. They were letting running backs run open. Their football IQ was not good enough to win that game.
Something I question too is we got bigger and stronger.
Yeah.
But the tight end coming across the field, he looked like Keith Jackson in his prime.
Yeah.
He went, and then another little screen went for about 60 yards.
I'll give you one example on that, Sully. On that play, so Larry Worth, number 3, the safety, walks up over the center, and he acts like he's gonna blitz. He just wants the ball snapped. He turns to show that he's not. But as he's running back, he's not looking at.
He completely turned around.
He goes so far deep. The quarterback's already throwing the ball. By the time he turns around, the tight end is right by him. Yeah. It's poor technique. And that's something you got to coach. No, Larry, you can't just turn around and run. Turn around and look back. The quarterback's stopping. He's throwing right in front of you. And so little things like that.
They did a horrible job, too, open field tackling.
Yeah, they missed tackles. They did.
They had angles on guys and no closing speed, which is concerning, especially backs out of the backfield. You don't think Memphis is going to isolate some guys on our linebackers?
Again, it was Sorey who had the same problem in game 1.
Yeah.
He was. You saw the one where the Lacey was right there on the edge, and he's late getting out there to him. He picks up 25 yards in the pass reception. So things that are all correctable, but if you don't do them in the game, you lose.
And sometimes you have to give credit to the opponent. That quarterback, Chambliss, was 7 of 8 when pressured.
Yeah.
On the flip side, Taylor Green was 1 of 8 when pressured.
Yeah.
I mean, that kid made some throws
he did.
that we didn't anticipate.
And we didn't put a lot of pressure on him. We didn't get to him. Yeah. We stopped the run.
Neither team got to the other quarterback.
True. But, he was the real deal. He was accurate, calm, under pressure, could run, put the pressure on him running-wise, too. So, what a pickup that was for Ole Miss to get him in the transfer portal.
I didn't realize till after the game, when I looked at, just thought about the game, that the Razorbacks scored just 7 points in the second half, which is hard to believe. As well as they moved the ball the entire game. They had a missed field goal and the fumble to end the game, but they only had 4 possessions in the second half.
Well, and Ole Miss only scored 10, right?
Yeah.
I mean, both of them, both the defenses settled in a little bit. I thought it was interesting with Sam Pittman. I think he said, maybe it was the coach's show. We saw on Channel 7. He goes, I told our coaches, listen,
let's simplify things.
Simplify it, let them run it. Same thing happened the last few years. Remember against Mississippi State, where we're going to drop 8, and just throw it in front of us, so we don't get beat over. That's what he's talking about. So let's force them to run because
let's make them beat us, not beat yourselves.
Right. That's correct. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Interesting.
Now you got the carry over to Memphis. You're meeting a Memphis team that's confident.
Right.
They didn't know what they had to start the season. They haven't played a great schedule, but they're 3-0. They were a slight favorite this past weekend and won big on the road. And this is their Super Bowl right here.
And they are licking their chops offensively after watching the secondary and linebackers to go, okay, we might can take advantage of these guys. And then, of course, they also know, listen, this is going to be another shootout. I think most likely it's going to be another higher scoring game.
You've watched them for a year and a half. How do you defend Taylon Green?
Well, I said in the second half, Sully, I kept saying, if I'm the Ole Miss defensive coordinator, you tell everybody on that team, listen, don't you look at any other player till you see number 10 doesn't have the ball. Because they kept taking the fake of him going, and they just run around him. And then if you have contain –
it's almost impossible to contain the cat.
You cannot contain him. He just runs around you. He averaged 8.5 yards a touch over 13 carries, right? I think it was 13. Yeah, I think that was 13. It's a killer, Sully. If you're a defense, it kills you. The coaches teach it all week. Don't lose contain. Keep him inside you. Or don't take the fake. Make sure to stay outside and make sure the quarterback doesn't have the ball. It was masterful. One of the greatest of all time performances. Nobody's ever thrown for 300 and run for 100 at quarterback.
Yeah, Arkansas bailed Memphis. I'm thinking of Memphis. Ole Miss out a couple of times. The first fourth down, I think it was 4th and goal, or down near the goal line, 4th and 10, and they throw in the corner. It was a tough completion. Pass interference.
Yeah, and that was I still have not seen a good replay of that. Questionable there, but you're right. That was sort of.
But I think you got to make them make plays, and I hope that's something they teach them this week. Is if you got a low percentage pass down the sideline 20 yards. And he has to drop it in the bucket, and you're beaten by a step or two, make that guy make that pass and catch. You got the sideline as the defender. I just don't think they have that football knowledge to know that, you're letting them off the hook by interfering. You give them the automatic first down.
And that happened.
I watched one time for Ole Miss. They got beat down the middle of the field. The guy just said sayonara, and Taylon overthrew the receiver.
Should have been a touchdown.
Yeah, but he could have grabbed him and, give Arkansas another set of downs. But I think if you're Arkansas, you're giving way too much right now. You're not playing great defense, and then you're coming up with bad penalties.
Yeah, the other part of that, Sully, too. If you're not, and we were able to pressure. We brought linebackers. We brought
they only blitzed 11 times.
Yeah, but
same for Ole Miss, like 12 times.
We gave up no sacks. Arkansas gave up no sacks, and we just couldn't get to them. So if that's the case, quit doing it. Drop another guy back in coverage. Get your guys back in coverage and play in front.
Yeah. 1+. Quincy Rhodes was coming off an injury. Only played 32 snaps. Had 3 pressures, had 3 hurries. He's making a difference on the line. I was wondering against good competition if he'd be able to force the issue, and he was the one guy making Chambliss at least uneasy in the pocket.
Yeah, he was getting some pressure. He never got to him, but at least he was taking that tackle deep, close to him.
And something Bruce James would like. I think Cam Ball played 66 snaps. He's wanting his best players to play more snaps. He wants Rhodes playing when he's healthy, 50, 55 snaps. He wants Okie. He was a little disappointed Okie played 8 snaps. He said, I want him out in the field more. And I think he challenged Okie in that press conference today. Yeah,
the defensive line was surprising. They played the run decent.
Yes, they did.
Played the run. I was surprised by that. That was the one positive of the defense. That there was nothing else. But
we thought that wouldn't hold up against a running team, and Ole Miss is a running team. And you're going to face Memphis again that likes to run. That bodes well for next week. That they were able to stop the run, and especially the inside run, with a running quarterback.
There's no question that, Sully, but what you've seen a secondary and linebackers who are confused. That was game 3.
Yeah, they were confused in game 1.
Yeah, remember? I saw it. No, we talked about it. I said, I'm concerned a little bit about
the tight end, 13, running down the field?
And there was running backs running free.
Yeah.
And where I said, what worries me, there was no saying, I don't know if I've told you before, Sully, so coaches used to, the coaches that came in with Ken Hatfield, they said, we see a lot of players that look like Tarzan play like Jane.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter how big you are. Doesn't matter how fast you are. If you don't know what you're doing, you're gonna get beat.
You have some proven players though. Caleb Wooden came from Auburn. Yeah. I mean, you have guys back there that have played. You would think, that they'd be somewhat gelling by now.
Yeah. You just again, however you're coaching them, it's not connecting. You got to somehow make it basic where those linebackers and DBs and they know the basics. And I just. Yeah, they did play better in the second half, which was positive.
It just worries when I see the tight end. He's about 260. And they couldn't catch him.
Yeah, listen, that was a stud, though. Let me tell you, that's a Keith Jackson type. I mean, he came across that, you could tell. That's a 5-star guy they got there, He was impressive.
Memphis this week. It's a must-win game for the program. You
can't lose.
Yeah.
You've got to win. It's, the Oakland Sports line, Sully, it was 6.5. Now it's up to 7. Does that worry you when you hear it's only 7?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. You betcha.
Because that's not me or you making the line. That's Las Vegas.
Yeah, and it's 62 over and under, but it's almost like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
The experts are saying they think it's going to be. Now, whether it is, it doesn't, just because the line is set at that.
Hey, we said there was a lack of parity in college football. Tell me how in the world Arkansas State, they probably should have beaten Iowa State. A top 15 team goes to Jonesboro. That just shows you in college football.
Can I tell you, I picked Iowa State to cover.
Yeah, well, how
2021.
Well, you watched them against Arkansas. They could not stop Jalen Rayner.
Also makes me listen. I thought Rayner was a good player.
Oh, he played well, but also, Arkansas rushed him.
Yeah.
They made him speed up his clock.
And also, maybe it's an indictment too of Iowa State. Maybe they not quite as good as what we thought they were. They're ranked 14th. They didn't look like a 14th.
But it's
team.
week
good for ASU though.
Week to week though, the matchups and it's just so hard to predict college football.
Yeah, I've been bad on my picks, Sully.
Yeah.
I've not been close. You're right. For example, I thought Notre Dame would take care of business against A&M.
Yeah.
That's a big win for A&M. Look at Vandy. Look what Vandy's doing.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some great storylines that, of course, Notre Dame, who Arkansas will face, they're only, 3 teams in history that have been 0-2 still in the top 25. So they play Purdue this week, and then we'll get them the week after that.
Isn't it interesting that all the highly rated quarterbacks preseason, Arch Manning, Nussmeier hasn't been great, Lagway threw 5 interceptions, and the guys who kind of floated under the radar, Pavia, Taylon Green, they've come out and they're putting up the numbers.
Yeah, and you know what?
And the kid Chambliss for
yeah.
Hey, Paul Simmons called it right.
He did.
And Lane Kiffin said the kid has the it factor.
He does. You can just look at the way his body language and tell he's a confident player. You can tell the confidence in throwing the ball. But yeah, Sully, I look for Taylon Green to continue. I thought Notre Dame might have a good defense, but apparently they're not quite as as good as they thought. So listen, next 2 weeks, he should be able to produce again. And, of course, then you go to Knoxville after that, which might be tough.
The only thing with the defense, you're facing a Notre Dame offense that can put up a lot of points.
That's correct.
You're facing another dual-threat quarterback in Memphis.
Yeah.
And then Tennessee put up like 35 against Georgia. They were chucking it all over the field.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You have to you have no choice but to score some points.
Yeah, I mean, and this defense has got to have amnesia. They got to be just going out there and thinking Arkansas State, that's how we performed, and we got to be sound.
No, you go back to the drawing board and you go, okay, we're going to make this really simple.
What about the coach? He kind of threw Travis Williams under the bus today. I mean, it was basically.
See, I didn't get a chance to hear exactly what he said, Sully.
It was basically coaching that you didn't let the players show their talents.
Oh,
it was
well, he came after the game in the locker room. He goes, defense was terrible.
Yeah,
defense was they played better in the second half, but yeah, he did. Well, I hate to, but it's I guess you ultimately don't want to blame the players, so you blame the coaching staff for not having them ready. And if you're Travis Williams, you say it's on me. I didn't have them ready.
Yeah, and I'm not ready to give up on him. Last year, the matchup that killed him was Ole Miss.
Yeah,
and
Ole Miss is a good team.
Yeah, and sometimes in those games when you get one team going scoring points, they went back and forth. It was like 4 plays each for 3 drives that went for touchdowns in that second quarter.
Yeah, and you think about it, Sully, that's a good team. That's a good offensive team, even with the backup. The backup was better probably than
although he kind of said when they said, you're facing a great coach, he said they did nothing scheming that
Who said that?
Pittman, that bothered us, and hey, he doesn't like Kiffin. Kiffin came in the same time he did with all this hoopla.
Sully, if you look at the plays, the 65, the 40, the 35, it was like, where are you going? Why are you not there? It wasn't rocket science. They just had made poor decisions and they forgot what to do.
Yeah, the one play that was kind of troubling too was early in the game, and it helped Chambliss's confidence, where they had pressure. I think Rhodes forced him out of the pocket. He looked down the field. Then a guy just slipped out, and there was no one home. Yeah. I mean, it was, I don't know if they were in man-to-man or what happened.
Yeah, I think he was. I think one of the linebackers just let off him. So sometimes when the quarterback's scrambling, you let him in. Hey,
props to the quarterback for finding him. I mean,
the guy's a gamer, The guy's
what a bad draw to get him. I don't think,
I think he probably is a more effective guy than Simmons was.
Yeah, by far. I mean, his ability to run too. I mean, he didn't run a lot, but he was effective running.
Did you see the play, Sully, where the Simmons comes in and throws the touchdown pass in the end zone? I can't remember. I think it was 16. I can't remember for sure, but it looks like everybody else is playing zone except for him. So he's playing man. So his guy slants to the inside. So he takes 3 steps, and all of a sudden he sees the player run by, and he's thinking, "Wait a minute, he's going where I just was," and and there's nobody over there.
Yeah.
And so it's just you
got half of them playing man to man and half of them playing zone. As a result, a guy looked like the invisible man. No one.
They had 2 guys, and the tight end was open too. There was nobody in that zone over there.
And that's what just is sad when you're watching the game.
Yeah.
Is that the other team's, capitalizing on busts, that you're not making them earn their yards.
And you feel helpless. We saw that against Ole Miss. That was the thing I hate. It's like, oh man, we cannot stop. I mean, you know what? They couldn't stop us. Yeah. It was truly one of the great performances as a quarterback, like a Matt Jones type performance.
Hey, the reality is, if Ole Miss loses their game, their defense is being just hammered like the Arkansas defense because they were bad. I mean, Sam even said it today. The one touchdown run by Mike Washington. He said there was no one to block on the other side.
There were like 2 players, and they were like 8 yards apart.
He said Marion Harris got the safety, the first guy he saw.
Yeah, Caden Kittler came around to block him. He just fell down because there was nobody to block, and then he just ran untouched for 4 yards.
That's their defense coordinator. They're paying Pete Golding. They're paying like a couple of $1 million.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, if I'm them, I'm worried. But I tell you, it was too the greatness of Taylon Green. Now they did a better job in the second half, but here's the deal: you put him on the corner. You put him rolling out with the ability to throw or run, and he put so much pressure on the defense. Hey, we got to count for 10. Well, you count for 10, all of a sudden somebody's going to be open somewhere. There's going to be a zone back there. It was really something to watch. The Ole Miss defensive coordinator was like, please stop number 10. Every play, we can't stop him.
Hey, and if you look at, say, three of the past 5 meetings between Arkansas and Ole Miss, it's been one play that's decided the game. Yet they've gone on to win 9 games or 10 games each year, and we've gone on to win. Arkansas's gone on to win 6. Think about this. They talk a lot about culture. And I look at the end of that game, and that defensive play, that was intentional, that he tried to rip that ball out of there.
Great play.
And I question, and this may not be fair to Arkansas, if it was the roles were reversed, does our guy attack with the ferocity that Ole Miss? That's a team that was desperate. They wanted to win that game.
It's a heck of a play. I think it was linebacker number 6.
They talk about culture. That's culture right there.
Yeah.
When that guy knows we're not stopping Taylon Green. Yeah. We got to do something else.
This is our only chance to do it.
Yeah, and I don't know if you're on the flip side, if Arkansas is is trying to rip that ball like that. And hey, in Jaylen Brown's defense, that kid just picked that ball out of there.
Yeah, it's just, of course, all of us are second-guessing that call. It's like, man, could you just not roll
there's a lot of traffic over there.
Yeah, just...
he was trying to get extra yardage.
But it is what it is. If he holds on the ball, we probably win. So they don't stop us. And so...
Hey, in retrospect, we thought the Ole Miss game was the game that was going to set the tone for the remainder of the season. Now we zip ahead to Memphis.
Basil has his coffee. He's got plenty of room. He could go all the way to the copier!
Could you not do that today?
Bro, I'm sorry. It's football season. I'm just fired up.
Maybe channel that energy somewhere else, like the Oakland Sports app.
Focus on wagering. I like it. He surveys the app. He calls an audible. He's taking the Cowboys +3. What a bold move! Download Oakland Sports and bet all season long with the best sports betting app in Arkansas.
And this game here, I mean, and what I do like what we're doing offensively, we're taking the ball. That they want to play from in front in these games. That's 2 straight games where they've taken the ball to start the game.
Yeah.
And I think they'll do the same at Memphis. They want to get out early and have these teams chase.
Well, the good thing for us is that I think we know, Sully, it is going to take a superb defense to slow us down. Memphis doesn't have that.
Yeah.
So again, I think you'll see us moving the ball. I think against it, maybe the only defense out there. I don't know. It's going to be tough to slow down this team offensively.
You wonder watching Arkansas sometimes if people even scheme for Taylon Green. He'll fake that dive up the middle, and he'll be the only.
And nobody's there.
Yeah.
It's the darndest thing. You heard me in the press box like, dude, stay where you're supposed until you see that 10 doesn't have it. Make sure 10's not running your way with the ball before you go running anywhere else. It's crazy.
And how many 280-pound defensive ends have had the angle on them?
Oh, yeah.
And I don't care how wide you come, he's going to run around you.
Well, he is getting a lot of national attention. Saturday he got a lot on game day and all that. And so he had another great game. And so
good for him. You know my knock on him?
What's that?
And we talked about it late in the game.
Yeah.
This is what really bothered me. He's yet to have that game where you say Talon won the game.
But he did. He did, except for that wasn't his fault. So he did everything he could to win that game.
But that was the game.
I know.
That was going to be his signature game.
I know. Yeah, it would have been. He single-handed, like nothing against all the receivers. He had 9 receivers catch passes.
It'd be the game we rallied to beat him 42-41, and Talon Green had over 400 yards of offense.
Yeah, Sully, in that second quarter, he was doing that. You know, he was the threat. Everybody's number 10. Then you forget about the receivers. You know that are catching
Arkansas
balls.
had 3rd and 9, 3rd and 10, 3rd and 16.
Yeah, I know.
You know,
I think we were 9 of 11 on third down conversions.
3rd and 10, he ran right up the middle.
Yeah, no, it's a crazy thing.
3rd and 16, he threw for like a 40-yard touchdown. Had Omega Blake, who's a big-time receiver. He's a big-time receiver.
Let me tell you, Bobby Petrino is really good at crafting routes.
Yeah,
and routes to make it really difficult to cover. And
you know what Bobby Petrino got right? He chose Talon Green.
He did.
You know?
Yeah, thanks to Frank Fletcher.
Hey, it doesn't fit, though, his kind of MO. The Lamar Jackson changed the way he thought about quarterbacks because he was more the technician guy, the Ryan Mallett and the Tyler Wilson.
I thought it was interesting. It was Petrino that tweeted out the dual pictures of both Jackson and Green hurtling over a play. Really, that's not like Coach to do that.
I like what Talon said last week when asked about Petrino when he said that he tells me I can be great.
He believes that I can be great. Yeah, that's a great line.
I think that's and you don't anticipate Bobby Petrino being.
But that's why he's good.
Yes.
He said, I'm going to make you great. You have the ability to be great. So that's a great. I thought that too, Sully. That was good stuff. Yeah.
Major takeaway from Hunter Yurachek today was that some teams is a lane A and lane B, and some teams are operating the lane C. We got to decide how much time we want to spend in lane C, speeding.
Yes, implying that do we want to match the others that are not following the rules?
Yeah.
But that was interesting. And he also admitted that Arkansas is not financially equipped.
We're at like 181 million, where there's some teams he said operating north of 300 million.
Yeah, and it's like a pro team, Sully, that doesn't have to follow the cap, but
it's only football that we're sputtering. I mean,
that's the big one.
If you look at basketball or baseball, Arkansas is among the top 5 every year to start the season.
But which one is most important in the program?
Oh, it's football.
Football that's why I said how important is winning.
Why are you winning everything else but football?
Football is the most difficult.
Yeah,
to get it right. And so, here's the deal, Sully. You got to win. If they don't win, the question is Sam Pittman is done. Sam Pittman won't make it. Question is, how far do you go? If he doesn't win, how many games do you go before you pull the plug?
Well, a performance like that, jobs should be on the line this week. I mean, it's who is sound defensively. I mean, you got to prove to me in practice that you can get it done. And
I think Arkansas will win the game, Sully. I think it'll be a fight, but they have got to win this game. And a lot of times when Sam Pittman feels like he comes up with purpose, they're gonna be ready to play.
He talked today about they thought about faking the second field goal attempt, but they were down 10, but they had a perfect fake in place to go. So hey, Sam's playing to win. I mean, I think he knew personally how big that game was, and you hate to, he was asked. I hate this. He was asked after the question. I'm going to believe every year is different, and you can't just go back and just take a stat that was over 3 or 4 years. But he's 7-18. And someone brought it up in one-score games, and it's obviously on his mind. I mean,
he's 7-18 in 25 games that are one-possession games. He's only won 7, so that's it is what. And listen, can I tell you who else did that? Bielema was saying. Remember?
Yes.
Bielema could not win close games.
Yeah, and you're conditioned when they're making that last drive to think 2 ways. Either we're going to turn it over, or Arkansas is going to score with like 40 seconds left. They're going to kick a field goal and beat you.
I know. Poor Razorback fans.
That's the way you're thinking right now.
Poor Razorback fans. It's like we just can't enjoy the good things.
I think when you have a situation like that, don't let the ball leave Talon Green's hands.
I'm with you.
Win or lose with him.
Roll him out. Give him the ability to run if he wants to. If not, let him throw it. But he had one option. That was to pass. And especially when he's down to 25. But again, what can I say? Bobby Petrino knows more offense than I will ever know. But I'm like you. I wish he'd had a chance
Another
to run.
Frustrating thing for defense is when he usually gets tackled, he just tumbles forward. He's so big. He's 6'6".
He still gets another 4 yards.
You can't get a real good shot at him.
I know.
And that's the one plus going forward. He's a special guy, and you'd hate to waste a season with a special quarterback.
Now, I will say this real quick. We really did not run the ball effectively.
Well, that's what Sam Pittman said in first down.
Yeah,
especially the second half.
Taylor did, but Mike Washington had one run. The other, I think, 12 carries, he had 18 yards.
Yeah, I said he was disappointed with first down runs. I worry that the team is, we recruited these offensive linemen like Corey Robinson especially to be a pass protector.
Yeah, and they did.
And then Sam Pittman basically said, we're passing so well on people that, we might as well just keep doing it. I mean, do you have to run?
No.
As long as they're protecting him too. And we've seen how dangerous he is when protected.
He said that Sam made the point, nobody challenged them, threatened them on the edges. Nobody came close to him.
And Ole Miss thought they could get home with 4. And they weren't exactly altogether sound on defense. I mean, they gave up some huge plays.
Listen, you give up 500 yards. It's not a good day at the office.
As far as has your season picture changed as far as where you think this team's going to finish?
I think this week I think the next couple of weeks. Listen, if they lose this week, it's done.
Well, Notre Dame looks beatable now.
Notre Dame looks beatable. Texas looks beatable.
Yeah,
so there are some teams. But also, Auburn looks better than Tennessee looks better.
Mississippi State looks better.
Mississippi State looks better. Who am I leaving at? Tennessee looks impressive.
Yeah.
All the A&M, Tennessee.
Unfortunately, Missouri found another quarterback.
Yeah. It's not. Well, look today. I think there are 8 teams left on the schedule in the top 25, either 7 or 8.
Insane. And you look at the conference and you look at how close Tennessee, just a field goal away from beating Georgia.
And that we got to go there. Got to play them there at their place.
Yeah.
Tough to win on the road.
And their quarterback is playing with a lot of confidence.
Yeah.
He's one of those guys that's kind of rose up this year.
And listen, you worry about A&M. A&M's always had talent. All of a sudden they get a big win. And
their quarterback's playing well. Yeah, they win it. It's great for the conference.
Yeah.
I was hoping Notre Dame, just for the sake, I'd like them coming
I
coming
agree.
to Fayetteville higher ranked.
Already had 2 coaches fired already
Yeah.
after 3 games, and that's Virginia Tech and UCLA.
Yeah.
And so nowadays they will pull the trigger quicker. They won't do that with Sam, I don't think.
You don't think if
he loses this week?
Memphis?
No, he'll give him a few more games. It can't be I think if he loses, he's done. But I think they won't fire him right now. I think they'll give him a few games before they would do that.
Yeah, the problem you have, your Coach Pittman, if you have early problems, people are ready to fire you.
Yeah.
And then if you have late problems, people are ready to fire you.
Yeah.
I mean, he's kind of the scapegoat now for anything that goes wrong.
Listen, they could win this game.
Yeah.
And they could go home and beat Notre Dame.
Yeah.
We see Notre Dame is beatable.
Coming into this 3-game stretch, 2 out of 3 was the high end. And then 1 out of 3 was just, you're teetering on that 4 or 5 win season again, and you don't want to have that again.
Again, that's a pretty good Ole Miss team. That's the top 20 team.
Yeah, I'm not sure how good they are yet.
Yeah,
I think.
Well, I know offensively they're pretty good.
Well, I think Arkansas is a better bet offensively than Ole Miss.
Yeah, I think both of them are pretty good.
It'll be interesting. I don't know who they play next, but it'd be interesting to see how this quarterback plays next week.
Yeah, who do they have? I can't remember who they play. It's somebody not too tough this week.
It'd be interesting if he confuses that defense as much as he did ours.
I'm just telling you, that cool under pressure, got a rifle of an arm, accurate, and can run.
Yeah, he admitted he was nervous after the game and to start with it. And that was the thing, Arkansas. When you get a guy like that, you got to get to him, shake him early. And have him questioning himself.
Everybody kept saying, well, he's just doing underneath stuff. And all of a sudden, boom, he goes for 30 yards, 40 yards, And then
he dropped a couple in there.
Yeah, a couple deep shots, he's a good player.
I can't think back, outside of that last possession, for many bad throws he made.
Didn't have many.
Yeah, no.
For a D2 kid's first game.
Yeah, fans are saying that's Arkansas's luck. We catch the backup,
I know.
It's tough being a Razorback fan. When you've been through it the last, how many years, every game?
Yeah, 13 years. Yeah.
Some of those losses where you left the stadium, just the A&M games alone, where you think...
Oh, the Bielema years.
Yeah, you were better than that other team. You should have won.
It's just brutal. It is brutal. And this Sully, this season so far, and I can acknowledge Oaklawn Sports, thank you for sponsoring this. Trying to get this right, pick games. So it's been tough so far. It's tough to figure out what these teams are.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what it is about this year. It's sort of, they'll go out one game and be efficient. The next one, they're like, it's been tough for me to be able to get a finger on it. And so we shall see. Like, again, there's some great storylines. The Vandy story is a great one.
Yeah.
Listen, you look up.
Who saw South Carolina, even with Lenore Sellers going down, getting beat at home 31-7?
Yeah,
by Vandy.
Miami looks like they're back.
Yeah,
LSU. I didn't. LSU.
Did you hear his press conference?
I did.
My God, you thought Sam Pittman was a little, touchy about the losses, one-score losses.
I don't blame him. I think he was right on that.
I don't think he asked the first question.
You don't ask the first question. That's exactly right.
About the offensive
Peter Burns
problems.
of SEC Network said the same thing. That's about a 6. I've done a press conferences. You do that 5 or 6.
And 2, that came from a local guy in Baton Rouge.
Yeah, it's ticky-tacky. Well, he asked 2. The second one was bad, too.
Yes.
Well, how come you can't run on third down? It's like, are you kidding me? It's the same bad question. Can we start with something positive?
And it just started with the on-the-field interview where he said, we won the game. You know, and there's different ways to win a game. He said, we would have gone for more fourth downs than we did tonight. We're just trying to win the game.
You won the game.
It's hard.
You spoiled. You spoiled.
It's hard when you're touchy after wins.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Well, you get tired, so it's a high-pressure game, and you come in and you get criticized after, against
Florida,
a good Florida team you have a great series history with.
But that's, I think, an accumulation of over the years.
Yeah.
I mean, him and Baton Rouge.
You spoiled. Spoiled.
Hey, but the reality is their offense is struggling. I mean, they had an interception return for a touchdown.
Nussmeier has
They scored 13 points.
I know. Nussmeier's not looked as good. Yeah, Taylor Green's looked as anybody.
They didn't score anything against Louisiana Tech either.
I missed that game too.
Yeah. And that's hey, Brian Kelly lived with it.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be an offensive guru. And,
they're number 3. They'll be fine. They got a good defense.
You got a great defense. I mean, what are the odds? The defense that couldn't stop anyone. And I don't know if they got the defensive coordinator and he gave him the checkbook and said, buy me a defense.
Maybe.
But their defense has been nasty.
I know.
5 interceptions for Lagway. Why are you keeping Lagway in for 5 interceptions?
And they didn't have their star linebacker got knocked out. He got ejected the first series of the game. He didn't play the whole game.
Both weeks were out, so they played the third weeks.
Wow.
There's a never-ending chain of weeks players.
Yeah, tough.
Yeah.
Another team we got to play on the road.
Yeah, that'll be tough. And, hey, it's week to week in this league. I mean, every week is different. You don't know what you're going to get. And, with this non-conference schedule.
Well, that's why this game is a tough one.
Memphis is a legitimate opponent. They want to move up. They want to be a Big 12
This is a big game for them. Yeah. This is a huge game for them.
And he signed more portal players than Arkansas. And he signed a good quarterback.
Yeah, he replaced
and they didn't really know how good they would be. And the fact that they've just run their first 3 opponents out of the building, they still haven't been proven wrong.
We saw Alabama A&M. If you've got a quarterback, and we saw it against Ole Miss, that's very efficient and can pick you apart, they can do it. I mean, if they're accurate.
Even Jalen Raynor had his moments, too.
Yeah, he did.
He had 1 touchdown call back when he passed over the middle. But penalties, they've got to be better, too. I mean, if you're bad, you can't be a high penalty team. No. And you got to create some turnovers. You got to be if you're a bad defense, you got to be the team that's want to pick the ball after the completion. I mean, you got to hang your hat on something.
Yeah.
And it appears we're not going to be able to get much pressure with 4.
Probably so. And again, we did get.
He said they're going to start twisting and doing some things to try to create pressure. And
well, they tried to create some pressure and couldn't do it, even with linebackers.
3 games in, you know what they're not seeing?
What?
Guys run through holes on the offensive line untouched. Remember last year?
Yeah.
I mean, guys would come off the edge, come inside,
Yeah.
get free runs at Taylor Green. It's a new world for Taylor Green.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
All right. Who's in the touchdown club next week?
Tim Brown, Heisman Trophy winner from Notre Dame. I hear Coach Holtz is coming in for the game. Heard that today.
Is he really?
I heard he's coming in, and then NFL Hall of Famer with the Raiders.
You need to score your interview with Coach Holtz.
Yeah, I'm going to reach out to him today, see if he'll come on the show with us.
Yeah, that would be great. 11 a.m. We got a big special.
Yeah.
Prior to that, that'll be a lot of fun. When you think of the last big opponent to come to Reynolds Razorback Stadium, a non-conference, it wasn't pleasant.
I can't remember. Oh, USC.
Yes. It was Mitch Mustang's debut.
It was the payback year. Remember they beat us 73 to whatever. We're going to pay him back. It was 50 to nothing.
Yeah. It was really bad.
I hate the game starts at 11. That's
it'll be on KATV.
Yeah.
2 games I didn't imagine they'd play was Arkansas State.
I know.
And I never thought like a school like Notre Dame would come to Arkansas.
I know. It's going to be cool to see those uniforms in there. I hope we play tough.
Give Notre Dame credit. Their schedule's brutal. I mean, other teams are taking off weeks. They opened against
Miami.
Then they play
Played
A&M.
them tough. And both games have lost by a total like 10
then
points.
They play Arkansas.
Yeah, they got Purdue this week. Got Maryland this week. So
they'll win this week. But that's a tough schedule, And you're making a long trip to play an SEC team that will be lit for.
Yeah.
Again,
hate it's 11 o'clock, but whatever.
Yeah, it's 11 o'clock this week, trying to kill us.
I know.
Late game at Ole Miss, driving back from Oxford.
Ooh, late night.
Even Jack said, when we go to Memphis, we're leaving late. We're going at 7. We're getting there for kickoff.
Yeah, I don't blame him. I don't blame you guys. Run hard.
It's hey, it's fun though.
Yeah,
those games, the environment Saturday was great at Ole Miss.
Yeah.
Their student section was just
it's impressive.
huge.
Yeah,
I mean, and
it was a great game. You just came up
It was
short.
a typical Arkansas Ole Miss game. Back and forth.
We said it could be one of those crazy games, and it did. Turn it to be
31-28 at halftime.
Yeah. Listen,
You called it though. You said the defenses would probably get their footing in the second half.
Yeah, that second quarter where you scored 45 points was similar to what happened with Dallas and New York yesterday in the fourth quarter, where you had 5 touchdowns, 5 consecutive. I mean, I'm watching that game, and I've never seen offenses that be that successful.
But looking back, I never thought the Arkansas offense would be held to 7 points in the second half.
Yeah.
After watching that first half, because they did nothing to really stop.
Well, I tell you what they did. They made sure that number 10 better not run past you with the ball. You wait for number 10. Once you see he doesn't have the ball, then you can leave. And they finally got that right in the second half.
Yeah. So if you're defending Taylon Green, you're taking his running game away.
That's correct. You let somebody let him hand it off. Take him and let him hand it off. Don't let him be the option.
Yeah, that's what teams have elected to leave Mike Washington. I mean, obviously, when he went that, he was untouched for that run.
That was a bad scheme. That Ole Miss was out of position there. That was bad.
Yeah, there were a lot of bad defensive plays in that game.
Yeah, not much defense.
All right, Baz, I did a good job holding this microphone.
Yeah, very very nice, very nice, Sully, very nice. Do they cover? Do they win?
Do they win this
Arkansas
week?
Win?
I really haven't seen enough about Memphis. I do believe what you believe, that I don't think the Memphis defense is the one that's going to crack the Taylon Green code.
Yeah, I agree.
So you're going to have to score 40, and I don't think the Arkansas defense is going to be that bad this week.
Yeah, I think we'll outscore. There's no way they can. Well, there's a way. I just don't think they'll be able to stop us and slow us down enough.
Yeah,
so.
They'll be scheming for the big play.
Yep.
To try to do a lot of motion, try to get their eyes out of place. And they've seen it now 2 weeks. They've seen it in the opener, and they've saw it in week 3.
The other thing I get to do, Sully, and it's our same sponsor, Oaklawn Sports. I'm going on Thursday and doing sort of taste of the town and having
that was interesting. Oxford was
the history of Oxford. I get Memphis. I'm doing my Friday morning show, Morning Mayhem, on Beale Street.
Hey, one thing you pointed out that kind of bothered me was, and obviously Eli Manning was a great player and Peyton Manning was a great player, but the way they honor
the names on the stadium. They're three statues of 3 guys who never won a national championship.
Chucky Mullen is one of them.
Chucky Mullen's also the first black basketball player in the history of the college has got a statue, and then Archie and Eli have statues. Yeah. And none of those won Heisman. None of them won national championship.
And there would be zero complaint. It came up at the touchdown club no one would oppose a statue for either Nolan Richardson or Darren McFadden.
Yeah, he had some people in the club said we're ready to pay for it.
Yeah, we'll get it done.
Yeah,
and you can get it commissioned. Yeah, you've done.
Yeah, listen, I know the people.
You've done the Justin Moore sign there in Poen,
and I've got trophies that I know the sculptor who can do it and do it for a good price too.
Yeah, and people are willing to pay for that.
Yeah.
It's just embarrassing when you look basketball. I kind of study and you see where Vandy has very little basketball tradition, and they've honored like 20 players. And Arkansas has honored 2.
Yeah.
Sidney Moncrief and Corliss Williamson.
I brought that up today, too.
There are so many great players and so many guys who would mean a lot to. Think about Joe Klein. You mentioned Darrell Walker. I mean, even Scott Hastings. Todd Day, your school's leading scorer. He's done nothing for
I brought it up. What did he say?
He said it's football season. He needs to think. Yeah, he's got enough. He's hands full of football.
Listen, I think he might listen. I think he might consider it with Cal. Cal's
what is costing making jerseys to hang from the rack?
It's not a cost factor.
Yeah, and that night would mean a lot to those players.
Sure it would.
And I think Coach Cal is all into embracing history.
Yeah, I think he would too.
Yeah. All right. Appreciate you, my friend. You really burned it there.
No, listen. What a weekend. Hashtag blessed to do this.
Yeah, it is fun, isn't it?
It's a lot of fun.
These games are fun. The Arkansas State game was fun. This game was fun. And every game down the line is going to be fun.
College football is so much fun.
In this schedule, I don't even want to look at the numbers beside the teams. I mean, everyone's got. Now you got even Mississippi State's excited about their product.
I know. Makes it interesting. No dull days. No dull Saturdays.
You got LSU complaining after wins. Yeah. And you've got Mississippi State excited, and it's just going to be an incredible run. All right. Appreciate you guys for tuning in to the Hog Central Podcast. I got to lift weights with this thing. All right. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the Hog Central Podcast. New episodes drop Tuesday on YouTube or listen on the go. Find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and every major podcast platform.